They really are going for a moon, guys. This is ballistic. What's going on? In today's video, it's bullish after bullishness after, I don't know, guys. I mean, these people are on something. It seems like they really want to moon every asset class out there before the collapse. This is not a drill. This is not a joke. Listen to this and listen to what's happening. So, breaking from what you grew. United States inflation falls to 2.3%, lower than expectations. That's insane. Inflation is actually going lower, and I didn't even know this was happening today, right? I was out of the loop until I seen this, guys. I'm like, wait a minute, inflation is falling, which is actually a pleasant surprise, right? This is one of the major signs that perhaps the Federal Reserve will finally cut interest rates without a black swan event. That would be something. That would be the craziest thing I've ever seen, guys. Inflation falling, you know, the Fed cutting rates, Fed turns overly bullish, and then everything just literally skyrockets from there. Bitcoin like 500k, right? So some crazy number out there. Dow Jones 50, 60k, S&P just skyrocketing. Everything, guys. XRP probably like $50, $100, right? Ethereum up there too. So that's actually insanity. I didn't even think this was going to be a thing, guys. But it seems like the Fed has to do something soon, right? Because now the time is ticking. This is very bullish, and that's why I think the stock market is rallying right now, and this news is being injected into, you know, cryptocurrencies, especially Ethereum, but from zero hedge. Guys, look at this, man. If this doesn't make you excited, then I don't know, right? The only thing that could stop all of this, by the way, is a black swan event. But again, a black swan is basically, the definition of a black swan is it's unpredictable, right? You cannot predict it. And all this is to say, well, JP Morgan drops United States recession call after United States China truce, right? So again, what is this bullishness that's coming out of the woodworks? JP Morgan Chase & Co., the insiders of the system, boosted its forecast for United States economic growth after a temporary trade deal between the United States and China, dropping its earlier call that the world's largest economy would sink into a recession in 2025. What? So this comes from let's see here. JP Morgan lowers its recession odds as Trump strikes a deal to drop tariffs on China. Right, May 13th, 2025 happened today. Not only is inflation dropping, but now the insiders of the system is saying, hey, we're taking back our recession call for the economy, and now we're going to call for things to basically skyrocket, right? So JP Morgan is walking back its prediction. It was 60% likely a recession will hit the United States in 2025. 60% is basically guaranteed at that point, right? The bank wrote in a Tuesday note President Donald Trump's temporary agreement scaling back tariffs on China while two trading partners negotiate a trade deal could reduce the risk of a recession below 50%, although risks are still elevated. Wow. So lowering tariffs on China has not only lifted the stock market, it also dropped the odds of the recession significantly. That's interesting. That's interesting because the S&P, as we know right now, is rising. The S&P has closed more than 20% above its April low, right? Technically beginning a new bull market. And then it erased all its 2025 losses. Okay, so that's Dow Jones, and we're going to be talking about that in just a second. But first, for the S&P, guys, look at this. It literally erased the full dump, right? It was like a V-shaped recovery out. Remember, this is stock market, so if this is rising, cryptos will follow, right? Then we got, let's see here, the Dow Jones. Okay, so the Dow Jones right now is at a critical point in time. The Dow Jones is at a critical point in time, guys, where it's right now battling a very important level. This level where it's battling right now is basically equivalent to XRP being at around $2.75 to $2.80, which is very strong resistance, right? So the S&P needs to hold up here, consolidate and keep skyrocketing, guys. And things are just gonna moon, literally, right? That's so crazy. It's not only JP Morgan, by the way. There are other institutions, banks, and insiders that are calling for things to rise, right? Basically, things to skyrocket, and removing the recession calls or lowering the odds, guys. Now, again, this was all due to the China trade deal. The possibility of a recession to come later this year is now closer to a toss-up, right? So anything can happen at the end, guys. But honestly, it seems like they're calling for, hey, maybe perhaps the economy's great, right? Quote, the administration's recent dialing down of some of the more draconian tariffs placed on China should reduce the risk of that the nation's economy slips into recession this year. JP Morgan chief NAC's economist wrote in a Tuesday note. And here we go, guys. Look at this. The change of forecast comes as annual inflation measured by the Consumer Price Index came in lower than expected at 2.3% Tuesday, right? And then which marked the beginning of a bull market. Why? Because everything's rising as we speak. Yeah. So they have agreed to open China, fully open China, and I think it's going to be fantastic for China. I think it's going to be fantastic for us, and I think it's going to be great for unification and peace, Trump said at the White House Monday. Meanwhile, JP Morgan is not entirely sure the economy will boom as much as Trump expects. But wait, Trump is extremely bullish right now, right? That's the thing. In my opinion, we actually call this is our main thesis, guys. To become ultra bullish. Why? Trump is the same has the same theory as us. You wanna know why? Because Trump is he's max bullish, right? Max bullish. Which obviously we were from the beginning of time. Yes, there may be we did call for black swans here and there, which some appeared, right? Especially the tariff stuff. But overall, the trend is up. The trend is up. I'll explain why. One sec, guys. Because of this. Will this bull run last till 2026, right? So this was a prediction that was made a long time ago, guys, right? And it says here 2026 is the year where you should sell. This isn't financial advice. You guys can sell today, tomorrow, whatever. But they're saying that, hey, B, which is this line, years of good times, high prices, and the time to sell stocks and values of all kinds. Whatever is valuable at that time, probably like certain assets. 2026 is that year. So I'm guessing if there are no recessions, if there is a no black swan looming and any of that stuff, we're literally going to skyrocket extremely hard until 2026. And that's the collapse year, right? Coming back here, look at what Trump says. Trump says the stock market is going to go a lot higher. Max bullish, ultra bullish. He's not playing around.
Rising market will do. Oh, it's going to get a lot higher. In fact, I told people 5 weeks ago, this is a great time to buy. I got criticized for that. Now they don't criticize me anymore. People
look at that. Weeks ago, he said it's a great time to buy. I told you, he's an insider. I guess he's giving out free calls at this point, right? Which is why we should listen to him.
Should listen, but it's going to go a lot higher.
So he just said, you should listen to me, and it's going to go a lot higher. What does he know? Obviously, he knows the future, right? So the stock market is going to go a lot higher. It is. It's guaranteed. That means.
See, we've never had anything like this happen. It's an explosion of investment and jobs, and great companies are coming in. Never seen anything like it.
Interesting word he just used, an explosion. Yep. You know what that means, right? So honestly, things are looking insanely beautiful at this point in time. Not to mention, gold as well. Supposedly some type of double top has been created, right, for gold. Now, if gold goes down, money will flood into, which already has been, into different assets, right, such as stock markets and cryptocurrencies. Now, looking at Bitcoin, I do want to give you guys what are my thoughts of on Bitcoin right now? Check this out. The lines are nothing to be played about, because this upper region is holding as resistance, this line, right? And then we got the lower region, which is holding as support. So at this point, Bitcoin's probably just going to consolidate until it chooses a direction, okay, for up or down. Now, the line above, the resistance line above, is about $105,000. The region that will hold it as support or try to is about $101,000, right? Then the next region of support is going to be like 100K, and then it's a big fall. It's a big fall. Then you have to take it out off log chart. The next support will be 92K, but I don't know if it will even go down there, because there's a bunch of support coming in at these higher regions, right? Look at that. So thus far, Bitcoin looks amazing as well, guys, right? It's all looking amazing. Now, we could see an extra boost of liquidity flooding in, because President Trump officially signed strategic economic partnership with Saudi Arabia. He's not only making deals with China, but he's making deals with all these other nation states, guys. Trump says China has agreed to open up the NACs for trade and everything else. This happened today, right? So again, Moon mission has begun, guys. They're not joking. They're not playing around. They actually are trying to go for Moon. I'm guessing this is their last card they're gonna ever play. You know why? Because we told you before the collapse appears, everything needs to go in a mania, right? The balloon needs to get so large to the point that when you blow on it, it's probably gonna pop, right? But in order for that to happen, Bitcoin needs to go to heights you never even thought of. XRP $100 hopefully, right? Ethereum, I don't know, guys. Maybe like over 30K. I'm telling you, you may think like, hey, if everything goes up there, wouldn't that make everyone rich? Yes and no. You know why? Because people are probably missing out. That's number one. Number two, such as me, right? I already messed up this bull cycle, but there's going to be more coming up, so it's okay, guys. But it was a waste of time, I guess, kinda. Now listen to this. People that will make a bunch of money right now will probably lose it in a split second as well, due to that collapse, right? That's the formula. So it doesn't matter if they make people rich, because the insiders will cash out. The people who are in the know will, as soon as they see all this money coming in, they're probably gonna sell on retail, which will be their exit liquidity, right? So be very careful when you see Bitcoin at heights never even thought of, right? The stock market, because we are going to head up there, guys. That's my opinion, though, right? What are your thoughts about this? Comment down below, but it truly looks like they really want to go for Moon. Let's see what happens next. Not financial advice. Again, we are bullish until the collapse, right? There could be curve balls here and there, but overall bullish. Not financial advice. What is this? See ya. Not financial advice.